Fala, Robson, valeu, cara, brigadão mesmo, hein? Valeu por estar na live aí. Vamos ver o que é esse joguinho aí.
How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long?
Fala, deixa, aqui, meu amigo, beleza? Valeu, cara, pela presença.
The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. So, let's expect an unusual end.
Final incomum.
Welcome to Biomutant.
Vamos ver em configurações. O que a gente tem? Texto, voz. Fala, Gustavo, bem-vindo à live, cara.
Encode your DNA.
Escolher a raça. Prime é uma espécie dentro com uma velocidade desenvolvida, hidrógeno resultados de uma munição genética, ágeis. Tá, uma espécie. Primeiro a gente vai criar o boneco aqui. Vamos já uma definição da espécie idealizada, sua linhagem, função, vamos de primal mesmo, né? Define os atributos.
Define your genetic structure.
Agilidade e força aqui.
Choose a genetic resilience.
Resistência a calor, ameaça biológica, frio e radioatividade. Vamos escolher aqui.
Choose your first style.
O estilo do pelo. Nossa. Então tá, vai. Aqui mesmo.
Pick your main
Escolha
color.
a cor principal. Tá, vamos ver aqui mais azul.
Choose your
Escolha
detail
a cor
color.
secundária.
Pick a class.
Classe pistoleiros. São paladins habilidosos traiçoeiros que optam por uma vida fora da lei e dos valores da sociedade. Soldado.
Commando.
São treinados como agentes de uma força-tarefa especial. Eles costumam trabalhar em pequenas equipes.
Psy-freak. Saboteur.
Sabotador.
Sentinel.
E pistoleiro.
Deadeye. Deadeye chosen.
Deseja começar? Sim, vamos lá.
That'll work.
Beleza, Gustavo. Robson é muito gente boa, cara.
Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you... But for you, it's not only a
Fala,
crossroad,
Enzo,
but a
beleza?
choice.
Bem-vindo à live,
A
cara.
reflection of your key the primal energy that flows through everything.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise. An echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move.
Seems more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around.
But what comes around?
In your nature, and here I was hoping we'd be all...
Natural selection is all about...
Right is always right.
Pequeno tutorialzinho de começo, né?
Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger.
É bem colorido, né, Robson? É um PS4 ele.
You better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story.
Ele é bem bacana pelo jeito, bem cheio de movimento, cheio de mudança que dá pra fazer no personagem também, né? Bem complexo o jogo.
This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die.
Fala, meu amigo, beleza? Bem-vindo à live. Pacheco Sax aí, tamo junto. O joguinho é bem bacana, hein, cara? Fala, Street, beleza? Bem-vindo à live, cara.
The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways.
Os inimigos caídos podem ser saqueados. Ah, entendi. Já foi. Vou pegar uns itens ali. Legal. É verdade, cara, exatamente. Mas já ser legendado já é grande coisa também, né? Pelo menos o pessoal não esqueceu totalmente do BR aqui, né?
Sharp. You're on the ropes.
Salve, precioso, beleza? Bem-vindo à live, cara. Valeu.
That's the good stuff.
Esse aqui é no PS4, Pacheco. Os inimigos carregam grandes escudos, você precisa quebrá-los com ataques corpo a corpo antes de conseguir causar dano.
Swoop.
Pontos de aprimoramento. Derrotar inimigos. Eu coloco ela no PC, cara. A minha tá ligada no PC. Eu tô usando o OBS lá, né? Aí eu coloco ela pelo PC. Tenho placa de captura aqui. Vamos desenvolver aqui a parte de interação. Vamos começar a equipar o personagem, aumentando atributos. Mais 10 de vitalidade, de força, de intelecto e de agilidade. Vitalidade, força. Tá, eu acho que eu vou. Chance de pilhagem é importante também, mas por hora vamos aumentar a vida dele.
Feeling better than ever.
Fala, Falco, meu amigo, beleza? Bem-vindo à live, cara. Ele não abre fora do roteiro.
Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy.
Você está prestes a fazer um ataque especial. Os ataques especiais possíveis são exibidos no canto inferior direito da tela. Entendi.
Whoa.
Vamos lá, né? Cara, é bem legal, cara. Um mundinho aberto aí. Mas o caminho eu tô achando meio simétrico aqui. Evoluir o personagem aí, coletar bastante coisa, pelo que eu dei uma olhada aí em alguns vídeos. Joguinho aí de 30 horas mais ou menos pra platina, né? Pra quem gosta de platina, 30 horas mais ou menos.
The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Cutting edge.
Você absorveu uma biobolhas que são usadas para liberar mutações.
Toxanol built vessels called arcs to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home.
Interagir. Você encontrou um quebra-cabeça. Eles estão espalhados por todo o mundo. Alguns abrem novos caminhos, outros concedem recompensas diferentes. Tá.
There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential
Boa noite,
brain
Alane,
melt.
tudo bem? Bem-vindo à live.
It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go.
Contra-ataque no momento exato, atordoa o inimigo.
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Oh, wow. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. Hold on to that. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark. a facial scar to remember the past. It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as
Bastante história, né?
the impending threat of the world. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have.
Acho que meio tudo gira em torno dessa árvore da vida, hein? Não.
Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki.
Bem colorido, né? Colorido tá. Deixa eu descer certinho aqui, porque às vezes vai pular, é capaz de não morrer ainda, né?
You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for every. The Nono's ki energy is just what. Only type. You'll need to. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you. You handle that net like you've never done anything. He's grateful. Oh, it'll need a continuous flux of. One day. But. Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. from one day. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Mooma comes looking for you. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. The tree started to die when the end of the genetic evolution that is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Googlide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the world eater. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friend he wants you to understand that you'll all die. His friends have prepared something specific for each World Eater. The Mekton, the Octopod, the Majute, and the Googlide are... Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters.
A aventura começa. Vamos lá.
A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see.
Rafael, beleza, meu querido? Bem-vindo à live aí, cara. O que achou do joguinho aí?
That must be the world eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The world eaters have made their marks on our world over time.
É do estilinho que você gosta aí, cara. O joguinho parece bem legal.
That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake.
O começo aí é muita narrativa, né? Um tutorial, né? Explicando o jogo. Mas parece bem bacana.
Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the world eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues. He doesn't. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be. He's grateful.
That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this.
And you're always trying.
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. Out-of-Date. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good.
Cara, tem bastante modificação pra fazer no cara aqui, pelo que eu vi.
It won't be easy, as the
Bastante
Myriad's
tipo de
conviction to
coletável.
stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all
Tava
the same.
vendo, mais ou menos 25, 30 horas a platina dele. Eu jogo 50,
The
né?
Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction, to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily
Conversa
a bad
tem
thing.
bastante, velho.
Fate will find a
Só no
way.
início agora.
He believes the tribe. Regardless, you'll meet again one.
Rastrear a missão. Vamos lá, essa aqui então. Beleza. Vamos no personagem, vamos. Lança aprimoramento, pontos pro seu. E aí? Beleza. Aqui foi. Vamos lá. Deixa eu dar uma olhada.
Another fork in the
Com
road.
certeza,
It's
com
either the
certeza.
tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be?
Então vamos nessa. Vamos lá, tá marcadinho lá. Deixa eu ver, essa aqui tá 300 e pouco, a outra tá 300 e pouquinho também. Eu já marquei.
It's a bridge. Just get over it. Person. They've destroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began. Reflexed.
Fale com o Shifu.
That's the Jagni tribe's fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse. It's up to you. You're either a part of their solution to the tribe war or part of the problem. Let's see. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Figures the Sifu would be interested in seeing you.
Zata is de moi totloho. Kariesne zdatse. Paro, ya put
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes as the only way they can He welcomes you to the Jagni fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. The news of a cold-blooded Ronin crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 preceded you.
Zum ilem dat net nalest starida. Is de moi zum ilem dat nete vlada del novazi ale dlohodo.
Sometimes one memory can make another come to life. Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Jack says there is some darkness in the best of us, even you, and suggests you embrace. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the bat. Their kin must put an end to the war before war puts an end. They have no intention of letting this drag out. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. Once you've conquered the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Your Moom. Seeing you bring Anyway, you'll pass your old village on... It's always...
Tá, vamos lá.
The gatekeeper welcomes you back to the fort. We'll be around when you return. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. You're in pain.
Caramba!
Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred.
Caramba, mas já... Tá ele na covardia aqui. pra pilhar, que beleza. Você gasta quase toda a munição e o cara não tem um prego pra te dar ali, né? É duro isso.
Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He asks how you are today. Goop says he always does. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. He understands Wang Fu is hard. That's why your Muma only has 6 disciples. Doing just one thing helps you. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. Why not? There's no better time to do what needs.
Nossa, que jeito de aprender a nadar. Joga na água, né?
He says that wasn't too bad. At least you... But you need practice. Lots of practice. You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim. He knows that's not true. You've just made up your mind you're not. Judging by your Muma's look, it seems you forgot something.
Acho que depois que ele passar essa parte desses tutoriais aí, que você tá aprendendo a nadar, aprendendo a usar as armas, talvez dê uma desenrolada melhor e o jogo fique um pouco melhor, cara. É meio chato, cara, assim, tipo, ficar... É bacana que você interage com a história, mas a gente que já é acostumado mais a uma ação, uma coisa, você já fica meio travado nisso aí, né?
She'll see you at the village square. She'll be waiting for you. There will be a surprise for you at the end. Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today.
Ele espera que você
He
possa
was
ajudar
hoping you
a
could
pegar
help
algumas
him pick up some
sucatas.
scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He thinks you're true. You should...
as pilhas de dentro. Duas. Aqui a outra.
He wonders what usefulness you found. He says whatever it is, it shouldn't be left lying around on the ground. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. That's the spirit. You can't make a difference unless you get... He'd love to... You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft it. He appreciates those eight. He understands, but hopes you won't be needing it anytime soon. He thinks mastering the 6 weapon styles... It looks like she's starting to lose her patience. You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square right away. You'll continue to build on the basics. Talent will only take you so far. She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone. She won't live forever, you know that. But she intends to make... You've always followed your own path, but this time she needs... They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. There's no way. He wants to know who you think you are. You'll have to face pain at some point. He offers... She asks if you're hurt. What happened? She's there for all. The most important thing is that you're okay. It's time to focus on your training now. She said it before. Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best. Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. He wants to know how you're feeling. He heard you helped. He asks if you could help him too before you leave for training. He suggests. He's curious to see what you found. He says he can work wonders with pretty much anything. Says at least. The style might be too edgy for his taste, but it looks sharp on you. Agrees. At least that way it'll. You should take it with you. Wear it to practice. He thinks you should. She'll be proud of you. Your Muma says it's about time you got here. Hopes you're. But there's enough time left for repetition and you need it. Training dummies don't hit back. Wants you to prove. Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you. That's all she's ever asked of you. You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it. Says he's all... she? Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's wonderful. Figuring that out. It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever you see. You're lucky to have such a fine helper with you. Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been a long day. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupin from setting the world on fire. Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. Give it a last burst and you'll make it. Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupin. This time there's no escape. She can hear him coming. There's nowhere to run to this time. Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's done has been to... She tells you to stay back. This is her fight. It has nothing to do with you. History has exactly what she wants you to do. Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present.
Nada, parando, daqui a pouco já. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it.
Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow.
Sacanagem, velho. Tá aí, Zé. Caramba, velho. Tá aprendendo, né? Devagar vai aprendendo.
Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now.
É que tem um troféuzinho de morrer tantas vezes.
If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal.
Fala, Pitel, beleza, cara? Bem-vindo à live aí, cara.
As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. The tribe's caught a fluffy hog. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff Hulk's on the loose. Not dead yet. was harder than expected to take down the fluff hulk. You should hurry there and help them storm the
Só, Zé.
outpost.
Não morri dessa vez. Zé 2. Deixa eu ver se não tem como pilhar nada do bichão aqui. Não tem. Aqui o mapa. Tá, vamos ver se a gente tem alguma melhoria para fazer. Força, vitalidade. Velocidade de movimento, barganha.
You feel tougher.
Vitalidade. Tá. Mutações. Isso. Chama. Desbloquear a habilidade. Vamos pôr ela no triângulo. Personagem. Combate corpo a corpo. Básico, manobras. Isso aqui já tem. Bola rodada. Então vamos lá, equipamentos. Nessa sessão você pode trocar equipamentos. Vantagem. Pé de capa. Equipamentos, girar, alterar, interface, criar, vamos criar. Lomba esquerda, se tem alguma coisa para criar aqui. Um item, pernas, modificar, complementos não tem. Mão. Modificar. Cabo não tem outra. Lâmina também não tem outra. Tá. Essa arma não dá pra modificar. Não tem nada. Não tem ali. Jaqueta, você vai fazer alguma coisa na jaqueta. Não tem complemento aqui, não tem nada.
Look, an emergency box from the old... Wow, bet that knuck makes a tight fist.
Caramba.
Toxanol was something called a corporate juggernaut, and our world still bears the marks of the mass... ecological catastrophes they inflicted upon the land. The apocalypse they caused was the end of days for their world. But for us, it was simply a beginning.
Para trocar de arma. Ah, tá bem bacana, cara. Bem colorido. Legal de jogar, cara. É o que eu tava comentando com o pessoal aqui. Eu acho que o começo ele é meio amarradão aqui porque é um tutorial, né? Então até você pegar o jeito de montar a arma, ele te ensinar a roupa, as técnicas de combate, então ele fica meio amarradão, mas eu acho que depois ele desenvolve legal. Não é te deixar por conta assim, né?
That notice board, filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close to one of those. The Toxanol Corporation made this place, and then just threw it away when they were done with it. Toxanol? There must be a... Let's see. The night's your chance to be sneaky. It's Peekaboo Park. Young ones love this sort of place. That's a myriad tribe outpost. Now that's a flesh wound. Chop it up.
Você encontrou um recipiente.
Disgusting. Biohazard. Just gross. The Vespidat outpost, long-time home of the Myriad tribe.
Bom, pessoal, chegando aqui até uma parte de salvamento aqui já, tá? Vou ficando por aqui. Agradeço a presença de todos aí na live aí, pessoal. Valeu mesmo, obrigado. Bom jogar com vocês aí. Então vou ficando por aqui. Uma boa noite a todos aí. Até a próxima. Tchau, tchau, pessoal.